history buffs? Today we're on a time-traveling adventure, uncovering some seriously wild secrets from the past. Ever wondered if what you've heard about the Middle Ages is really true? Or why tea used to be under lock and key? Well, get ready for a journey that will challenge everything you thought you knew about history. We're diving into some surprising stories that might just blow your mind. Curious? Stick around for 10 historical facts you didn't know. Trust me, you won't want to miss this. Number 1. The Middle Ages weren't smelly. Contrary to popular belief, the Middle Ages weren't as pungent as history often depicts. While it's true that modern hygiene standards were not in place, people in medieval times had their ways of staying clean. The prevailing notion of a pervasive stench comes from a misunderstanding of historical records. In reality, the upper echelons of society were quite conscious of personal hygiene. Nobles and wealthier individuals used a variety of scented oils, perfumes, and even floral arrangements to mask any potential odors. Public bathhouses were also common in medieval cities, providing a communal space for people to cleanse themselves. Furthermore, various herbs and spices were employed for their antibacterial properties, contributing to a level of cleanliness that challenges our stereotypical views of the period. Number 2. People used to lock up their tea. In 18th century England, tea was a luxury commodity, and its value was reflected not only in the price, but also in the lengths people went to protect it. Tea was so highly prized that it was often kept in special lockable tea caddies. These ornate containers were not only for decoration, but served as a secure storage solution to deter theft. Wealthy households would go to great lengths to safeguard their precious tea leaf from pilfering servants or guests. The elaborate designs of these caddies showcase the owner's affluence and taste, turning a simple act of securing tea into a status symbol. This practice of locking up tea underscores the cultural and economic significance that this beverage held in 18th century England. Number 3. Napoleon wasn't that short. Contrary to the common myth, Napoleon Bonaparte was not an unusually short man. The belief that he was vertically challenged stems from a misinterpretation of the French and British measurement systems of the time. In French feet, Napoleon stood at 5 feet 2 inches, which translates to 5 feet and 6.5 inches in the British measurements. While this height might be considered slightly below average today, it was comparable to the average height of Frenchmen in the early 19th century. The confusion arose because the British used a different measurement system, and the conversion led to the perception that Napoleon was much shorter than he actually was. In reality, he was of average height for his time. Number 4. Britain once banned Christmas. In the mid-17th century, during the rule of Oliver Cromwell, Christmas was banned in England. Cromwell, a Puritan leader, believed that the holiday had become too associated with revelry and excess, diverting people from religious contemplation. The ban on Christmas was part of a broader effort to eliminate perceived pagan and frivolous traditions. Shops were ordered to stay open, and festive decorations were prohibited. The ban continued for nearly 2 decades, with Christmas only being officially reinstated as a public holiday after the Restoration in 1660. This period of Christmas prohibition, known as the Dark Interregnum, remains a fascinating chapter in British history, highlighting the tension between religious conservatism and the joyous spirit of the season. Number 5. More than one English king has died on the toilet. While it may sound like an unusual and somewhat comical occurrence, more than one English king has met their end on the throne, quite literally. King George II of Great Britain, who reigned from 1727 to 1760, reportedly died of an aortic aneurysm while on the toilet. The circumstances of his demise added an unexpected element to the already colorful history of royal deaths. Similarly, King Edmund II of England, also known as Edmund Ironside, is said to have met his end in a similarly ignominious manner around 1016. These incidents, though peculiar, underscore the vulnerability of even the most powerful individuals in the most mundane moments of daily life. Number 6. A pope once declared a war on cats. In the 13th century, Pope Gregory IX issued a papal bull that declared a war on cats. The reasoning behind this bizarre decree was rooted in the association of cats with paganism and witchcraft. During the Middle Ages, cats were often linked to superstitions and accused of being familiars of witches. The Pope's edict resulted in the mass extermination of cats across Europe, contributing to a surge in the rat population. Unbeknownst to the medieval populace, this decline in spread of the Black Death, as rats carrying the plague proliferated without their natural predators. This peculiar chapter in history serves as a cautionary tale about the unintended consequences of superstition-driven actions. Number 7. And a Roman emperor once declared a war on the sea. Emperor Caligula of ancient Rome was infamous for his eccentric and often cruel behavior, and one of his more peculiar actions was declaring war on the sea. According to historical accounts, Caligula, frustrated with the rebellious nature of the ocean, ordered his soldiers to collect seashells as spoils of war after a mock battle against Neptune, the god of the sea. This bizarre episode is often cited as an example of Caligula's megalomania and erratic behavior. While it's uncertain whether Caligula genuinely believed he could conquer the sea, or if this was a symbolic gesture to showcase his power, it remains a fascinating and humorous anecdote from Roman history. Number 8. George Washington didn't have wooden teeth. Contrary to popular belief, George Washington did not have a set of wooden teeth. His dental situation was far more complex and uncomfortable. Washington suffered from various dental problems throughout his life, losing several teeth due to factors like disease, poor oral hygiene, and genetic predisposition. To address his dental issues, he had multiple sets of dentures made. These were not constructed from wood. Washington's dentures were crafted from a combination of materials, including human and animal teeth, lead, and ivory. The myth of Washington's wooden teeth likely originated from the fact that the ivory used in his dentures had a tendency to stain over time, giving them a wooden appearance. Number 9. Harriet Tubman used to carry chickens as a precaution. Harriet Tubman, the famed abolitionist and conductor of the Underground Railroad, employed a unique and ingenious strategy to avoid suspicion while leading enslaved individuals to freedom. Tubman understood that traveling with a group of people raised eyebrows, so she often carried a basket of live chickens. This clever ruse served a dual purpose. First, it made her appear as a simple poultry farmer going about her business, reducing the likelihood of arousing suspicion. Secondly, the presence of the chickens provided a practical benefit. They could be used to distract guard dogs. Tubman's resourcefulness and courage in devising such strategies highlight the challenges and risks involved in the fight against slavery. Number 10. The Taj Mahal was once disguised as a pile of wood. During World War II, to protect the Taj Mahal from potential bombing, the Indian government took extraordinary measures. In an effort to camouflage the iconic monument, a massive scaffold of bamboo and twine was constructed around it, resembling a colossal pile of wood. The intention was to make the Taj Mahal appear like a nondescript structure from the air, thus reducing the risk of it being targeted by enemy bombers. This discreet and unconventional approach to safeguarding a cultural treasure during wartime showcases the lengths to which people will go to protect their heritage in the face of conflict and adversity. The ingenious disguise not only preserves the Taj Mahal, but also serves as a testament to the creativity born out of necessity during times of crisis. And there you have it, time travelers. We hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the unexpected twists of history. If you've got a favorite fact or a burning question, drop it in the comments below. Also, hit that like button if you found these historical revelations as mind-blowing as we did. Subscribe and ring that notification bell for more fascinating journeys through time. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and keep being curious. Thanks for joining us on 10 historical facts you didn't know. See you in the next adventure.